Hello, welcome back to the Ring of Pain. We are back with another tips slash tutorial, and we're going to stick to the single candle, which is what we did our first tutorial on. We're going to stay on normal mode because, again, this is kind of where we're at right now in terms of the tutorial series. And our pre-game little tip is going to be, last time it was to take a look at your achievements and see what kind of items you can unlock. This time it's going to be kind of focused on these badges, less of a tip and more of just like something you should just do for the sake of getting used to the game. But as you can see, there's a light path with some badges next to it, and then there's a dark path with some badges next to it underneath the winds. And my one piece of advice here is just going to be to keep trying both. That is a very end game decision which path you take. So you know you'll have to get through the early and the mid game, which is what the tutorials have been about so far, to get to that point. But give both a shot. They both play very differently, and they'll teach you a lot about the game. So that's that for now. But we're going to hop in here. The one thing I want to do is apologize real quick for the kind of wonkiness of the audio in the last video. I know the game volume was a little bit high and I was a little bit low. Should be fixed now. If it's not, give me just drop a comment in the section below, just so I can adjust that to be better for you guys. So same situation, low stats. We're going to look for these stats and treasures first. Now here I usually would leave this until after I get my items, but I want the defense to get past this guy. We heal 4 off of this. It would be a full heal for us, so I'm actually going to do that now. And then we're going to kind of hope we get some decent items out of these chests. Amber and mushrooms, both not too bad. Really not giving me anything to help me clear this room, so I'm going to switch those out. And again, we're not given a great decision here. So sometimes you got to pick stuff up that just that isn't your favorite. So we're gonna go ahead and pick up, I think, Misting Vessel. Gives us 100% stealth chance right now, which could be kind of helpful. And you know, with that said, we'll be getting rid of this eventually, so I'm not too worried about the clarity. And then here, I think I'll pick up the stealth. So as we pick up items and this goes down, we have another 10% to kind of supplement our stealth chance. We are kind of low on defense, so we need to keep that in mind when attacking these enemies. I'm pretty confident that we should be able to take out all of these gnawlings without taking too much damage. We're at half HP. We'll just leave the fire hive behind. I've already kind of gone through the early game, so I'm not going to like dig into it super hard. This one's going to be more focused about the mid game, but I figured that I would just kind of recover, just start a new run each time, so I can kind of practice what I taught in the last video. We'll just go through most of my items pickups here. Picked up Ferocity for the attack, so we have decent attack now. I'm going to pick up the Cure for the heal. We're going to use that right away because our other attacks on the enemies in the room will help us charge that back up. We picked up a stone skin, which we can use to trade 1 HP for 1 defense, which at this point is a pretty good trade. I don't want either of these, so I'm going to reroll. Man, it's really just not giving us any defense here. So we're going to play into our strengths here. We got high attack and high speed, which means we're attacking first in most cases. Triads are specifically pretty strong. And then we're going to be super low health here. We could go into the Wishful and drop our Ferocity, but we're actually going to hang on to it, use our Cure, and go into the Reprieve, because Reprieve will always guarantee us some potions. So there we go. We healed up to full HP. I was going to say about full HP, but full HP. We got our first Scrounger. We can go ahead and kill him for free. And now he will blow up on the Fire Hive, so that'll give us some more souls. We do good damage to the Scrounger. And we can pick up some more defense. We're getting a lot of our defense through our stat cards, which is exactly what those stat cards are for. They're supposed to be there to supplement what you're not getting through your items. Chugging Mask is a solid item, but I don't really think I want it right now. I'm just not feeling like playing this way, drinking potions at full HP. Volatile Crystals is also okay, but I would really like some defense. Porous Shell I'll take for now. Gives you a little bit of poison resistance, gives you negative HP, but in return you get the clarity and the defense, so not a bad item. I don't pick it up a whole lot, but it's not terrible. And here, I'll probably pick up boots. Like I said, this whole guide is based off of what I think works in the early game, so, you know, it might not work for everybody, but I really like to go higher defense over almost anything else. Now here, the chugging mask would have been great. We could have gotten 3 HP off of this, but unfortunately we can't. But I like to have that high defense and work on the other stats through items and stat cards. But we're going to clear out this room real quick. Take the blue. And what do we got? Setting grasp. We don't... I mean, we have some... We do have some items that we could practice with, but we do need to keep our attack up for now, since we don't have any forms of attacking, or doing more damage rather than just directly attacking. So I'm actually going to pick up the extractor here. We're going to lose a little bit of speed, but we're going to get a ton of HP. We're going to get a bunch of clarity because we're getting rid of our misting vessel, and we still retain 33% stealth chance due to our stealth and our starting candle there. Poison would be another great option. I would rate both of these pretty equally. Poison is way better if you need a way to do damage. Cure is a lot better if you need survivability, which in this case, poison is probably better, but since we already have cure, I'd rather save the souls. So we're just going to heal up to full. We can absolutely grab a halberd, gives us some attack, and we can definitely grab guards, that gives us some defense. We sacrifice some speed, but we can always make that up a little bit later. I'd rather have the parry chance. And like here, we can pick up the speed through his stat. Go ahead and destroy that enemy. So like here, we can attack this creature. It's going to be reduced by 1 because of our porous shell, and even though we're poisoned here, we can cure, which heals us and gets rid of that poison. How much does this heal us for? It heals us for 5, so I really don't want to take the damage from this explosive creature. And now that there's a shadow step on the field, I will activate my pierce so that it's like on us, but we can still pick up another scroll. Head into the next room. And room 5 was where the last video ended. So we're really kind of being being given some gifts in this run so far. Crystalline, another great item. Defense and HP, can't go wrong, plus a little bit of splash damage. And then this is one of the items that I highlighted during the first video. So you get this through achievements. I think you die 25 times and you get Fairy. And as you can see, heal 5 on dungeon exit, plus 3 HP. So we'll definitely pick that up. Kill this Scrounger. Alright, and we'll grab another speed here, since our attack and defense are quite alright. We'll take that large potion to nullify the poison. And here again, so we've used up our pierce, but even if we still had some of the pierce effect on us, we can use this shadow step too. So now we have that effect on us, but we can pick up a new item. And if we can't afford this purple, which we're not going to be able to even if we do kill this creature, we can heal up, and now we can use salvage on this, and it'll give us all the souls for it, so we don't really miss out entirely on what that chest could give us, because now we're ready for the next purple that decides to show up. So we are, in my opinion, and again, it's just my opinion, officially out of the early game and heading towards the mid game. And as far as my experience in the past, this tends to be the most difficult portion of the game. So after spell use, gain 1 speed every 3 spells. We could pick it up, maybe try and get some use out of it. Like we could use it here, so we've already got 1 proc down. We're actually going to go ahead, and this is where freeze is sometimes, where do I have it? On my boots, is sometimes really handy. So we're going to take a lot of damage here. But we'll freeze him, and now we don't have to worry about this enemy. We can freely move around the room. Plague, however, will work really well with our quick draw gloves because we can attack so frequently. So we're going to pick up Plague, and we can use it often because it only has a 2 turn cooldown. So I'm going to let their... See, now they are in their attack mode, which if I moved next to them, I would have gotten attacked twice. But we can attack 2 times here. We'll go back. Poison him up again, so we actually still get the kill for this guy now. We can pick up full heal. And now we're going to get a speed from our gloves by using that, that poison there, that plague. And here, we are going to clear out the room. And now we can make a bit of an assessment here. We could use heal, and heal, what's that, 13 damage. Or 13 HP back to full, or we could just rely on this fairy to heal us for 5 when we leave. But we are going to pick up this purple first. It is very important to get some purple items online ASAP. And now this is an interesting situation. So, curse resistance, I think you can play around. You just have to play smart, right? And that's kind of what the whole mid-game is about. It's about playing smart and balancing what you're giving up and what you're getting to leverage the items that you're able to pick up until you can get to the late game, get a little bit of synergy going on, and really put together a strong build. So in this case, I'm giving up practically nothing but 1 HP and 1 splash damage for a bunch of really great stats. The curse resistance, that really sucks. We won't be able to use any cursed items throughout this portion of the run. However, we do have a full heal, so we have some extra heals if we get ourselves in a bad situation. And our curse resistance is already kind of bad anyways. It's only 55%, so I normally wouldn't take those odds as it is. So dropping it down to, what, 5% now isn't really a big deal for me. It doesn't affect how much you heal from potions. It doesn't affect your soul gain. So for the items for now, with the items that we have for now, it's not a bad pickup at all. So we'll go ahead, keep using this spell so that we can proc our gloves. And see, now we only have a 4% chance to succeed on that, so we're not even going to bother. Here is kind of a toss-up. We don't have enough speed to outspeed him, so we need, if he hits us, he's going to intimidate us. So we need to hit him first. We do have a potion here, so I'm kind of willing to risk that. Ended up working out for us. Go ahead and poison that creature. Get the kill. And now we can actually use it again. And the reason I'm using it so much, this plague, even on enemies that I really don't need to, again, is for these quick draw gloves. I want to get that speed rolling. Alright, we can use it once more. I'm not going to use it on him, but I'm going to use the plague on this poisonous enemy because I wouldn't really be able to kill him otherwise. And now we can go ahead and attack this whisper. Use it again. We will full heal here because we get double usefulness out of it. We need a lot of the HP and we get our quick draw proc. Pick up the hex. I mean, we could try for this technically. Like, there's really no problem with trying because we have the HP to restore it. And then we have to be careful with what we allocate these large upgrades to, because basically this is going to upgrade one of our stats by 4, which is huge, but it's going to take 1 from each of our other stats. So in this case, I think I'm going to go speed, because I like our base 3 stats now. We still have decent HP, and we have positive clarity, which is really the only thing you need with clarity. If you have 1 point in clarity, you're good for the early into the mid game. Later on, sometimes it helps to build it up, and sometimes even early on, it's helpful to have a little bit more clarity, but for now, we're okay making that sacrifice. Alright, we'll go ahead and detonate those enemies. Got a couple more attacks before we can use our book again. Now here we need to be paying attention because we know we're going to take some damage from these bile bags. ahead and poison him. Alright, we can heal up to full. And actually, right there, I probably should have waited to heal up to full because I could maybe have gotten a restrained heart out of one of these, and then healed up with the large potion. But no biggie. We're gonna keep. Yep, see, there's a restrained heart. I'd rather keep my fairy for now, anyways. But we're gonna keep working through some of these items. I'm not really about the secondary stats right now. Even though this extra dodge chance wouldn't be bad, that would put us up to almost 50%. Excuse me, not dodge chance. I'm thinking stealth chance. However, I don't actually know where we're getting that 10% stealth. Because we get the 5% crit. Oh, it has the passive. Okay. So yeah, we get the 3 secondary stats with this item, which is honestly pretty good, but I don't really want it right now. I think there's better options, which I'm gonna go with smoke. Lots of speed and defense, and we can still afford this other purple. Now I'm hopefully looking for a little bit of attack. Flame Eater's not bad, but I don't want to give up the health. Brittle Wreath isn't bad either. That is actually kind of tempting right now, especially with how many potions we're using. Yeah, you know what? We're going to pick that up. In my opinion, this item, Spiked Shield, is not great. I don't like reflect damage because it does damage that I don't have control over all the time. And then out of these two, Overgrowth or Hex, I'm going to hang on to Hex because that completely nullifies an enemy. That might be giving us trouble. We're just going to move right on through here. Nothing too special in that room. Alright, so we'll attack here once. We'll drop our poison, so he's dead for sure. Mix that up. We got the bile bag in front of us. That's usually when I use shuffle cards, is to get bile bags in front of me. And unfortunately, we keep kind of getting ourselves in a spot where we can't use these extra scrolls we're getting, and we really should. So I'm going to pick up the Soulcraft and use it right away on probably Halberd. Just because... Oh, no, we would use it on Fractal because we get rid of the passive, but we keep the stats. So now, as you can see, we're back up to 57% curse resistance, but we kept all the stats that we originally got from the items. So now we can fill that gem slot again. So we'll go ahead and open this blue. Buckler versus Extractor, kind of preference and situational. I like Extractor over Buckler right now. And in between these two, I would definitely go Living Corset over the Porous Shell. We do lose a little bit of clarity in defense, but this heal 2 on kill is huge. We'll grab some attack, and we will grab another purple treasure. And now here, I'm looking to try and get these stats to about 20, because these are the 3 that I'm focusing on right now. This trade is gonna get us closer to that goal, but it's also gonna reduce our health by quite a bit. So I'm okay picking this up, but now my thought process is I have low HP, high defense, high speed, decent attack. So I need to be killing things within the first attack or 2. I need to be utilizing my plague to whittle enemies down, and I need to be getting the final blow with my attack so that I get the heal from Living Corset. So we'll take Ravaged here. This is a companion's room with Sam inside. Or, I guess it's the companion's room, but, like, it's not actually companions. So you can kill him for his tiny crown here. It basically tells you that he was, I guess, what's the king, and then overrun, and blah, blah, blah. So, it's a bunch of free items in here. They're usually pretty low rarity, so you can kind of just go through and check out what there is. I'm actually okay with trading out guards for skirt right now. I like the HP and the attack. I don't really want that. Poltergeist is okay, I guess. We have 2 empty inventory slots, so it gives us +2 attack on each attack. And there's probably nothing here for us. Yeah, we'll just leave that behind. You can kill him for the souls, plus he drops Tiny Crown. Tiny Crown is more of an Easter egg item. It's not a, it's not really like a super viable build item. we'll mess around with it in the future in some future videos. Okay, so Sculptor. Creatures killed by Petrify add 3 Petrify to neighbors. So this actually pairs pretty well with our Brittle Wreath. But we do lose HP. We gain some defense and some clarity. It's kind of the same thought process. I'm getting closer to base 20 stats. So I'm willing to sacrifice that HP. Because I think I can make it up later. We have some healing through our Fairy and our Living Core set. So I'm pretty confident in our ability to handle this room. Go ahead and kill there. We can kill here as well. Take out this bile bag. We'll pick up the stone skin. We're not going to use it right away until I get some more HP back. Bunch of blue chests. Not bad at all. And since we have a large potion here, we will try the cursed stat. It did not work out. And now, when you have a bunch of souls and a bunch of chests that you don't know if you should pick up or not, this is kind of the assessment I make. So where's my build at? I got good sustain. I got great stats. I have a way to kill enemies if they're really tanky. And there's nothing I'm dying for right now. So instead of picking these up, I'm pretty close to a legendary chest, and I have enough for a purple chest. So I'm gonna take the crossroads and leave those chests behind. I'm not dying for an enemy to save this run for me, so I don't need to waste the souls just looking at what could possibly be. So we took the crossroads. We have a patience and a volatile here. I'm gonna take the patience. I heavily value patience, simply because there's just so many options for treasure in these rooms. We'll go ahead and use a potion, or not a potion, a scroll there. I'm gonna go ahead and kill. We could pick up this purple. Do we want it? Is the question. What items could I get? I could get versatile. I could get power gloves. I could get a juggernaut or a gluttony. I could get a poison sword, which wouldn't be bad. So yeah, we got some good options for this. Warrior's Kill, another option that's not too bad. However, now we're getting down to 13 HP. I'm not super comfortable with that. It's a great item, but 13 HP is a little risky. But you know what? We're going to pick it up for this reason. We get extra curse resistance. We're already sitting at 55, so almost all potions will work on us. So even if we're low HP, we can still make this work. Plus, we get a lot more attack. We have high HP and high attack, so we should be able to one-shot just about everything before it can hit us. So we're going to pick that up. Here we can go HP, because we don't mind losing a little bit of attack and defense. Again, here I'm going to go ahead and pick up Living Helmet, because it's got the healing, and it's just as good as Brittle Wreath right now defensively, but we also get some speed back. We lose some offensive capability with the Petrify, but that's not really where our strength lies right now. Our strength lies within our actual attack stat and this plague. So I'm going to pick up Living Helmet, and probably out we go. Yeah, we're just going to head out of there. Okay, we'll go ahead and pick up another max HP and then get one of our defense points back. Pick up this full heal. Detonate that Scrounger with the fire bead there. We'll grab another defense and probably another attack here to keep our stats up. We can poison this creature so that he explodes on whatever's next to him. We can attack him because we had the freeze. And now, again, I can make the assessment. How am I feeling? Pretty confident. I've got good stats. I've got great healing odds. We could go for the purple, but now we're starting to get into kind of that early, late game / end mid game territory. So a gold item is bound to pop up soon, and since we're pretty close, I'm gonna keep my souls. Same rule applies. I'm just gonna keep my souls and continue on through. So, I know I've got some loot to my left. To my right, we have nothing but a stat card, and this is a boss enemy, so that, or like a mini boss enemy, so that could potentially be a amalgam. It could be a Viscid Union. If it doesn't show up, it's a Viscid Union. Okay, so that's a Viscid Union, or a Hollower, I guess. I don't know if Hollowers show up large. I forget off the top of my head. We'll go ahead and poison here. We can attack first there, attack first here. Now, what I'm really actually looking for right now is a little bit of defense. But since we can't really make that happen, I might actually leave this behind. Because like I said, I'm shooting for those 20, those base 20 stats. And to gain HP, but to knock all of these down one again, it's not really what I'm looking for. So these aren't always like a pick up every single time you see them kind of item. You have to base that off of kind of your best judgment of what you see going on. So, Viscid Union. These can be problematic, but we have enough equipment where it shouldn't be. They're going to steal one of your items when you attack. So we took our Plague, not a big deal because we already used it. We attack him again, and he gave the Plague back. Normally that creature is actually going to break into 2 Viscid Twins and then a bunch of the little Viscid Blob things, but we froze him there, so he didn't. We'll keep leveraging these gloves. We don't need to attack there. Okay, we can grab attack here. And so now we can go back to this explosive creature because we've got the cooldown on our Plague. There were 2 explosive enemies, so it was absolutely worth it. And I think I'm still going to leave this behind. We don't need heals, so we don't even need to chance that. Excuse me. Shrine of Sacrifice. We could min-max this. So, Shrine of Sacrifice, you sacrifice 3 HP, but you can get souls and items from this. So, since we have the full heal, and we're going to get 1 more speed pretty soon from our gloves, we can actually mess around with this. So, as you see, it hurt us by 3, gave us souls. False Confidence, not what I'm looking for. Soul Claw? Sure, we'll do that. And now we can actually full heal. And we can do it twice more. And we get Choker. So this isn't an item that I showcase very often, basically just because I don't find myself in a situation where I'm using a lot of Shrines of Sacrifices. I should try and get it a little more often. But we get +2 temporary attack stat for consecutive attacks. So actually, I haven't used this a whole lot, so we're going to kind of learn together here. It gives us a ton of attack. In this specific case, we're going to have a ton of attack, a ton of speed. We're going to be really low HP and low defense. So we need to be careful on what fights we're taking. However, we should be able to stand our ground pretty well against anything that kind of stands in front of us. So we're going to go ahead and use our Plague on him for this proc. We're going to attack here as well. And we can Plague him again, I suppose. It will kill. 88% chance to heal, so we can keep that until later on. I'm going to pass this way over these creatures so that this Fire Bead destroys the spine back. So like here we have to be careful because he's going to do quite a bit of damage. And I don't know that I really want to take that damage. So we're going to just pass over to the left here. We could have used him to do some damage to the Skulker, but it still wouldn't have killed him, and we would have taken 7 damage, so we're going to hold off on that. And now we're really feeling the pressure. We really need some defense here. So we're going to go ahead and pass this creature. Good stealth there. And our first gold item. This is where we really needed this to come to fruition for us. So normally I would say Crushing Concoction would be a great trade out for Fairy, because we have so much healing on the backside that we could proc Crushing Concoction really often. Although I still believe that to be true, we would lose 3 HP, putting us down to 13 with low defense. So that, I believe, makes this a not so great of an option. So we're going to re-roll. And so now we keep this healing from our fairy. We still have healing in our living helmet. We can get rid of living core set and stack on a stacked plate because we have tons of speed from our quick draw gloves already, which we're going to get one more of once we use our overgrowth. So we're essentially losing 3 speed, gaining 8, or I guess gaining 5 HP because we already had 5 from, or 3 from living core set. We lose a clarity, but we also get 5 defense because of this passive. So this is a great all-round general rule item that you can pick up in most cases, and it's always going to treat you pretty well. So we're going to overgrowth here. Wait for this spine back to go back into his vulnerable state. We can go ahead and use that plague on that enemy to make him a one-shot. And now I'm looking at my items. What do I want to replace? Restrained Heart. Don't really want it right now. Boots. I don't really like purple level boots, so I'm not really crazy about it. Quick Draw Gloves. Could they be swapped out for Power Gloves? Sure, but we're really leveraging those pretty well right now, so we're going to just continue on through. And then level 12 is probably where this guide for the mid-game is going to end. We'll finish up this room. We do have an Amalgam, so we want to keep our eyes on him. Here we'll take a Clarity so that we can start stacking up some more souls. And, okay, I'm going to move out of the way of him first, but a little bit of insight on how Amalgams work. So if he spawned right where this card was, and I stayed right here and didn't destroy any cards, which is actually impossible, right? Because there would be no situation where I could keep this card back here in equal distance from me. But either way, if he was this piece of treasure and I moved to the left, he's going to eat everything around him and continue to make his way to the left towards me when he doesn't have anything else to eat. So like if he was where this poison bead was and he ate the 2 things on the sides of him and then there wasn't anything else here, pretend this monster isn't here, right? And then there were just a bunch of potions and whatnot, he's not going to go around the other side looking for other monsters. He's going to come towards you. So a strategy for these Amalgams, if you have decent stats, just head right towards them. Just run right after them and get them close to you so that you can try and take them out early on. And if you can't, at least they're next to you so you can just kind of move along one card by card, keeping them behind you. And they'll actually, you know, they'll clean up any enemies that you have to pass by as well. So we can let him detonate. Grab detonate. Is it useful in this room? Sure. Gives us another proc on our quick draw gloves. We'll go ahead and kill him. Very nice. So as you can see there, we gained some extra attack from attacking in the same spot, and we lost 4. So it does stack on itself. So +2 temporary attack for consecutive attacks, and that does continue to ramp up as you sit there and attack something. Alright, so we do have enough for our next gold item. In this situation, I would absolutely pick up Crow. 100% easy pickup, no second thoughts. Generosity is great too. If you didn't want to sacrifice all the HP or all the defense for Crow, sure, go Generosity and be greedy and pick up all the extra mimic choices. But having 40 attack on normal difficulty is bonkers. I mean, it's just you have the ability to one-shot everything. Anything that has more than 41 HP, we have 30% critical hit chance, so you're probably going to be, you're more than likely going to be critting or close to one-shotting them every shot anyways. Plus we have the plague, plus we have healing, and more speed to come, and freezes. So that's going to be it for our mid-game guide here. Like I said, it's a lot of balancing stats, being able to make sacrifices, but also balance that with what gains you're getting from those sacrifices, and utilizing all your options within each room. So if you did enjoy the video, please leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what else you guys want to see, whether it's challenge runs, more tutorials, bestiary tutorials, item tutorials, synergies, anything you want to know, let me know, and we will catch you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Subs to the channel if you haven't already. Definitely helps me a lot, and it makes me feel good. So catch you guys next time.